Good, we're rolling. Okay, on your back, please. Seated position. So we're gonna work on guard passing. We are doing over-under passing today, okay? So my partner's sitting up into me, hands here, and this is Jared Franklin. Gonna be competing in our submission quest coming up soon, okay? So look, from here, I'm gonna make an angle by taking a step. I'm also gonna post on my partner's far shoulder, and I'm gonna take my other hand and go on the inside of his shin, or on the outside of his shin. I'm just gonna start to turn. All right, so I'm making an angle, a post, and I'm gonna move him like this. Now from here, I'm gonna level change, and then I'm gonna dive from my over under. So I'm gonna go, far hand is gonna go under the leg like this, and then near hand is gonna go over the leg, and I'm gonna drive my shoulder into his ribs, just like so, okay? Now, when I do this, I'm gonna take my left hand, my overhand, and I'm gonna go right here and grab the ankle. Okay. Now from here, I'm driving. The first step is to walk my legs, my hips past his knee. I'm gonna step over the knee, and then I'm gonna walk it back down. All right. Once I get to this position, I'm gonna take my right hand. I'm gonna step my leg over. And then I'm going to take my right hand out and capture his hips with my elbow, like so. Then once I get here, I'll drive up to the head, and I'm in a good side control position. Okay? So, another angle here. I'm going to post on the far shoulder, grab the near shin, like so. Just tilt. From here, I'm going to level change. I'm going to go under and over. Now, he's going to be bringing this knee in, right? He doesn't want to just let me pass, because it could be, I could just bump it right by, but he's not gonna let that happen. And I have to get comfortable and confident here. If he frees this left leg, but he could off balance me this direction, Jared. Just kind of pull your right leg down to the floor. All right, and then now he can free his left leg over like this. And now I'm obviously in a triangle position, so it's not gonna be good for me, okay? So when his leg is stuck here, I have to be balanced. I want weight on him. And if he tilts me over any, I got to be able to, look, my legs have to be able to catch my balance. Even my head can catch and then come back to center, okay? But I control the leg so that way it doesn't come out and sneak up and triangle me right here, okay? So I have to be conscious of that danger. Also, this overarm is not grabbing the knee here, it's over the hip, because if I put it right here, he's gonna put me in a Kimura lock, okay? So I'm here, from here I'm gonna start to walk all the way past his knee, put my knee over my hip over his knee, and I'm gonna walk it back down, all right? From here, I'm gonna bump, step over it, and then I catch the hip. Then I'm gonna drive up into him, and I'm in a good side control position. Okay, one more time at a decent speed. Start off here, all right? Make my angle, boom. I go over, under, like this, all right? But he's got this knee in, so he bumps me around, and I stay on top. I walk my legs up past his hip, back down. From here, I bump, free the leg, come over the top, and then I start to drive into him. Now he starts to escape. I wiggle, I stay with him, boom. Cut my side control, and I stay on top. Okay? Okay, so we're adding on. From here, I make my angle, and I go for my over-under passing. All right? From here, I climbed over the knee, climbed back down, and I escaped, and I'm like so. All right? From here, I drive all the way into him. All right? Now this time, he's not gonna let me just pass the guard, okay? So whenever I get to the over-under position here, what guys will do is they'll half guard me, or I take my hand, I go over. At this point, they're gonna lock you in a half guard. All right. So now it's gonna be difficult for me to continue to pass. All right, or to climb up. So I was already over the hip here. Now what I do is I lock my hands together, and I'm gonna put shoulder pressure onto him. I'm gonna drive up on my toes like so. I'm gonna bring my knee up as far as I can and shelf it on his hip. And now from here, I could go left, but I'd stay trapped. I'm gonna drop my knee to the inside, push it off, and then I'm just gonna pass to side control position. Okay, so here, I make my tilt, I go underneath here. All right, I'm balancing. I get over the knee, come all the way back, and I'm here. But now he half guards me. All right, so as I'm trying to come up, but I'm already over the hip here, but he's got me down low. All right, so keep this elbow here. I'm climbing up, lock my hands together. All right, shoulder pressure, put my forehead on the mat, walk my knees up like this. I shelf it on his hip. If I don't shelf it on his hip and I try to go right away to cutting it, he could bring his knee in front of me and Z-guard me or knee shield me right here. Okay, so when I walk up, I put my knee on his hip right here and prevent him from knee shielding me. Then I drive across, and then I'm in the position that I want to be in. Okay, one more time from the other side. Tilt him, and I dive in. All right, from here he's trying to make sure his knee comes in, and I get over that, and then I come back and I drive. Boom. Now as I'm starting to come up, he locks me in the half guard. All right, that's okay because I'm working on passing from here. From here, I'm gonna drive into him, put my forehead on the mat, toes up, and then I'm gonna cut my knee back forward. Then I go to my side control position. Okay? Okay, so part 3, I make my angle, and I go, boom, over, under position. Far side under, over. From here, I'm climbing, I get over the knee, and then I go over the hip. But this time, I can't just cross face him here. He's actually framing hard, or even pushing my head down and away. So push away from me, Jared. Put your hand here on my neck, push away from me. Yeah, so like I'm trying to go up, but he's starting to cause problems this way and push my head down. So when that happens, I'm gonna just take my right hand and I'm gonna go over his elbow like this. And I'm gonna connect it down, my elbow to the floor, all right? A few different ways to pass. If this is pretty loose, I can step out of it like so, all right? If that's tighter and hard for me to pull out, then what I'm gonna do is walk my legs towards his head, but around the far side. And then I'm gonna start to push his knee to the ground. Now my knee comes through to the floor. When my knee connects to the floor, my left hand will go under, and my right hand will go all the way around his head. If I can get the original crossface, then I'm in a great spot to do the original pass that we worked on, okay? But if he defended initially, cross your legs, Jared. If he defended initially, then he's probably gonna defend this time. When I come back around, he's gonna block my hand like that. So whenever that happens, I'm gonna switch my head to the other side. I'm gonna grab the elbow. I'm gonna pick my knees up, and I'm gonna pass to that side. When my head is here, I need to switch my head to the other side. Okay? Again from the other angle. So I make my tilt and I go over and under like this. His knee is high and tight. Alright? Shelving it here, climb up past it, bringing it back down. And go over. But this time he's pushing my head. I'm not able to cross face. So I go over his arm and pin it tight to his body like this. From here, I'm gonna walk his legs, my legs, and his hips the other direction. And then I push my knee to the floor. From here, my hand will go under, my other hand will go over. If he blocks this cross face, then I need to keep my head going to the other side. I change this to an overhook, bring my knees up, slide it through. And then I move my head to the other side. Okay? All right. So here, enter, boom, climb. Here, he pushes my head. I go here, I walk my legs, I push it down. Whenever I get to here, all right, I have options. If I can lock my hands, then I can just drive into him, put my foot behind, and then step to the mount, if you prefer to take mount, all right? If you did not prefer to take mount, then you can do the same one that we did earlier, where I go to side control. But if my head is forced to this side, if he blocks this right here, my head is forced to this side, I can go this way, all right? Or I can go double underhook, put my head to the other side, and I can go back to the other direction. So up to you, all right? And the last thing, whenever I pass, all right, I bring my head to this side. I got one underhook. I'm gonna make another underhook with this arm. If I can lock my hands together, great. All right, if not, then hold on to his shoulders. From here, my head goes to the side, and I'm gonna bring my knee up to his waist and belly right here. Now, instead of just going all the way to mount and I'm gonna get put in half guard, I'm gonna touch my knee to the floor. The next step is to bring my trail leg in and up to the hip bone. My knee is right here in his underarm. The next step is to raise the elbow. The next step is to take my right foot and put it on his hip. Because when I go to here, if I just put it down, he's gonna guard me. He crosses his legs, okay? So, let it go. So I'm here. I'm actually gonna raise the elbow, lift the knee, and push it on his hip. Now when he tries to guard me, look, I'm literally pushing his hip away from me. I'm gonna push his hip and straighten his body out. Now look, he is in a bind. Just drive my shoulders into him, and I've got a great position to attack the mount, arms, submission, anything you wanna do, okay? So from the top, the sequence, tilt, drive. I walk past the knee, come back. I go over, I try to do this, but he pushes my head. Pushes me away, boom. I go over, start to walk my legs. From here, I push my knee to the floor. Go under the arm, I try to cross face. He blocks me here, I bring my head to the other side, and I make an overhook. My legs go up, bring it down so, knee drive. As I knee drive and go to Kesa, I'm moving my head to the other side. When I get here, I'm gonna release the overhook. I'm gonna go underhook. Try to lock my hands together. Put my head on the floor. Shoulder pressure. Bring my hips up. Knee drive across the belly. From here, my other foot comes in close to the hip. Elbow, foot post on the hip. Now from here, he tries to bring his knees up to guard me. Cannot. I'm pushing on his hip away. And then I go back to my full mount position. Okay?